Maria Perez was no stranger to hardship. A single mother raising two kids in a cramped Los Angeles apartment, she worked tirelessly to make ends meet. Her day began at the break of dawn, preparing her children for school, and ended long after midnight as she returned from her second job at a diner. Though exhausted, Maria carried an unwavering hope that her sacrifices would secure a brighter future for her children. On a particularly cold evening, as Maria walked home under the dim glow of streetlights, she noticed an unsettling sight: a black Tesla swerving dangerously across the road. The screech of tires echoed through the street as the car lost control. Ahead of her, a well-dressed man, distracted by his phone, began crossing the street. With no time to think, Maria's instincts kicked in. She sprinted toward him, shouting for him to move. The man looked up, startled but froze in panic. In a desperate act, Maria pushed him out of the car's path, absorbing the impact herself. She hit the ground hard, her body scraping against the pavement as the Tesla screeched to a halt nearby. Pain coursed through Maria's body as she lay on the cold pavement. The world around her seemed to blur. Voices shouted, headlights flashed, and footsteps approached. The man she had saved knelt beside her, his face pale with shock. "Are you okay? Can you hear me?" he asked, his voice trembling. Maria blinked, trying to focus. The man's face seemed oddly familiar, though she couldn't place him. Her priority wasn't herself. "You're safe," she whispered hoarsely, a faint smile crossing her lips before she drifted into unconsciousness. Moments later, an ambulance arrived. The man stayed by Maria's side, refusing to leave even as paramedics carefully lifted her onto a stretcher. The scene attracted onlookers, many of whom recognized the man as Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur. But Elon himself was fixated on the brave woman who had risked everything for him. "Please take good care of her," he told the paramedics, his voice carrying an uncharacteristic vulnerability. Maria woke up in a hospital room, her body aching but her mind racing. Her last memory was of the speeding car and the man she had saved. As she tried to sit up, a nurse entered, followed closely by the same man she had rescued. "You're awake," he exclaimed, relief evident on his face. He stepped closer, his expression softening. "I'm Elon Musk," he said gently. "You saved my life, and I owe you more than I can ever repay." Maria blinked, struggling to process the information. The man she had instinctively pushed to safety was one of the world's richest and most influential people. Embarrassed by the attention, she murmured, "I just did what anyone would have done." But Elon shook his head. Not everyone would risk their life for a stranger. His voice was sincere, and his gratitude genuine. He promised to ensure she received the best medical care and to personally look after her recovery. Despite her modest protest, Maria couldn't help but feel a flicker of hope that maybe her act of bravery might change the course of her life. As Maria recovered in the hospital, Elon Musk made good on his word. He visited her daily, often bringing small gifts for her children, who were overjoyed to see their mother on the mend. Maria's initial discomfort with the attention slowly gave way to a sense of gratitude. Despite his busy schedule, Elon seemed genuinely invested in her well-being. One evening, as they talked, Maria opened up about her struggles, raising two kids alone, juggling multiple jobs, and barely making ends meet. "It's been hard," she admitted, her voice breaking. "But I do it all for my kids. They're my whole world." Elon listened intently, his usual stoic demeanor replaced with empathy. "You remind me of my mother," he said quietly. "She worked tirelessly to give us a better life." Inspired by Maria's resilience, he decided to help her beyond just covering her medical expenses. "I want to do something for you and your family," he said firmly. "You've given me a second chance at life, and it's only fair I help you build a better future." Maria hesitated, unsure of how to respond to such an extraordinary gesture. Days turned into weeks, and Maria's life began to transform in ways she never imagined. Elon kept his promise, arranging for Maria's family to move into a comfortable apartment in a safer neighborhood. For the first time in years, Maria felt the weight of her struggles begin to lift. One afternoon, Elon invited her to visit SpaceX headquarters. He wanted to introduce her to his team, and show her what her brave actions had saved. As they walked through the bustling facility, Maria was awestruck by the scale and ambition of the work being done. Elon spoke passionately about his vision for the future, colonizing Mars, advancing sustainable energy, and making technology accessible to everyone. "You inspire me, Maria," he said, turning to her. "Your courage reminds me why I do what I do. It's about building a future where people like you and your kids have every opportunity to thrive." His words left Maria speechless. For a woman who had spent her life scraping by, this moment felt surreal, as if she were being pulled into a world of limitless possibilities. Maria's children, Sophia and Daniel, were ecstatic when Elon arranged a surprise visit to their new home. He arrived with gifts, educational tablets for the kids, and groceries to fill their kitchen. Watching the children's joy, Elon realized how deeply Maria's love and sacrifices had shaped her family. "Your mom is a real-life superhero," Elon told them, kneeling to their level. "She saved my life." That night, after tucking her kids into bed, Maria sat with Elon in the living room. "You didn't have to do all this," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "I didn't save you for a reward." Elon smiled gently. "I know that," he replied, "but your bravery has reminded me of the importance of using my resources to make a real difference in people's lives." He revealed that he was setting up a trust fund for her children's education and helping her pursue her dream of starting her own small business. Tears streamed down Maria's face as she thanked him, overwhelmed by his generosity. Maria's life continued to evolve in unimaginable ways. With Elon's help, she launched a small catering business, combining her love for cooking with her determination to create a stable life for her children. The business quickly gained traction, thanks in part to Elon recommending her services to his professional network. Maria's newfound stability allowed her to focus on her children, who thrived in their new environment. One day, as Maria watched her kids play in the park, Elon visited with an unexpected proposition. "Maria, I want to share your story," he said. "The world needs to see how courage and kindness can change lives." Maria hesitated but eventually agreed, knowing that her journey might inspire others. Soon, her story became a viral sensation, shared across social media platforms, and even featured in a major magazine. People from all walks of life reached out, moved by her bravery and humility. Maria's newfound fame brought unexpected opportunities. Invitations poured in for speaking engagements and interviews. Despite her initial nervousness, Maria embraced the chance to share her story, always emphasizing the power of kindness and perseverance. Through it all, she remained grounded, ensuring her children stayed focused on their studies and values. Elon remained a constant presence in their lives, not as a benefactor, but as a friend. He admired Maria's ability to remain humble despite the whirlwind of attention. During one of their conversations, he shared his own struggles, revealing the pressures of his career and personal life. Their friendship deepened, built on mutual respect and understanding. Maria often joked, "You're the only billionaire who knows how to take life advice from a diner waitress." Elon laughed, appreciating her honesty and wit. Years later, Maria reflected on the night that had changed her life. What began as an impulsive act of bravery had blossomed into a journey of transformation. Her children had grown into confident, ambitious young adults, thanks to the opportunities Elon had helped create. Maria's catering business had expanded into a thriving company, employing dozens of people in her community. As for Elon, their friendship endured. He often credited Maria with giving him a renewed sense of purpose. "You reminded me," he once told her, "that success isn't just about building rockets or cars. It's about making a difference in people's lives." Maria smiled, knowing that their unlikely bond had not only changed her family's future, but had also inspired countless others to believe in the power of courage, kindness, and connection.